Welcome back to A Stronger You podcast. Oh my goodness, where do I start? Hello, happy whatever day it is that you're listening to this. Hopefully you gave yourself some time to wake up before you press play on this, because I'm like screaming in your ear because that's how excited I am that I am back. Y'all, I have been recording A Stronger You podcast for over a year. And I am now back from taking 2 months off. Okay, my nervous system loved having this break, but also I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what the hell? What the helly? What the helly? I don't have my girls to talk to. What is going on? Well, if you're new here, welcome to something that's going to absolutely change your freaking life. And if you've been here since the beginning, I just want to express for all of you, whether you're new or you've been here, I want to express my gratitude for you being here, for you coming back, for you opening up yourself to this divine message that's going to come through in every single episode. Okay, so where the hell do I start? I was journaling this morning because I've been ready, y'all. I've been ready to come back. But you know, when you take a break from something for so long and you come back and you're like, wait, how the hell do I do this? For example, I used to be a cheerleader and I took I think it was 10 years off of tumbling, like doing backflips. And when I lived in Miami, I went to a cheerleading gym and I was like, I don't know how to do anything. I could do a cartwheel, but going back, do a backflip, what are mental block major. And then I did it and it came back like it was nothing because of muscle memory. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, what do I even say? How do I even come back? And the message that was coming through was just be real, just be raw, just be honest, just be vulnerable, just share whatever comes through. You know, I have my notebook in front of me because I do want to share with you some things that were coming through this morning as I was channeling. What do I want to talk about? But I also just want to allow this to be fully unscripted as my podcasts are, which I kind of want to lead with this, which is very vulnerable of me. We're like 2 minutes in and I'm about to call myself out, y'all. Okay, so backtrack. A couple months ago, before I paused this podcast, I decided to invest into another mentor, into another program. This investment was large. It was $25,000. And again, I'm just being raw and real with you. So I invested over $25,000 in a new thing, in a new mentor, in a new program. And wow is all I have to say. The amount of growth that I have experienced since I invested has been something that I've never experienced before. And it's so interesting because I've been calling in a new mentor because I'm ready to hit millions. I'm ready to hit multi-millions of people in impact. And of course, multi-millions of dollars. Hello. Y'all. The recent breakthrough I've had around money, just wait for this to come through. It's going to come through. I don't know if I'm going to talk about it on this podcast. It might need its whole episode because it's just insane. And I'm so excited to share it with you. So the breakthroughs that have been happening around this mentor, I can't even explain. I can't even put words to it besides the identity that has shifted within me, the energetic upgrade, the quantum leap that I have embarked on. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you say yes to the next level. And I did that. And was it scary? Sure. Have I done it before? Absolutely. It doesn't get easier, but you just get stronger. So when this opportunity presented itself, I was like, okay, yeah, $25,000. Sure. Take my money. If you can show me how to do it faster, I'm ready. I'm ready to pay for that. Money loves speed. Momentum loves speed. Money loves speed. What I wanted to say was success loves speed. So when you're presented with an opportunity to collapse timeframes, to grow in your life, in your business, in relationships, say yes. Money equals time and energy. So why wouldn't I pay for something that I can learn in a couple months that would take someone else 10 years? Yes, please. So yes, that's a little bit about that. I don't even know if I shared that on my last podcast episode, but I wanted to share that because one of the breakthroughs, there's so many, but one of them that I wanted to share now, why I'm calling myself out, is I have noticed. Oh, wait, I need a sip of matcha for this. I need a sip of matcha. I just got back from the Hamptons, from the Bahamas, from Wildwood. I've just been fully receiving, fully enjoying this summer, fully allowing myself to indulge on what this life is that I've created, this life of full freedom. And again, that's another podcast episode because some of us have it, but we have these mental blocks around taking the vacations. But anyway, so I just got back from my hot girl walk, day after, back from the Hamptons, drinking my matcha, back in my routine. And I'm here wanting to film this because I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be back. So coming back to what I was talking about. After doing some deep reflection, because these past 2 months and beyond that, when I started with this new up level, this new journey, I have gone inward on a level that I have never gone before. I didn't even know this level existed because I have done so much inner work. I have done so much inner work. I've gone to retreats that I need 2 hands to count on. I've done so much healing. I've done so much of this work, all the books, all the mentors, all of it, right? And I'm over here like, who's going to help me take me to the next level? Because I've noticed this pattern when I hire mentors, I end up like outgrowing them. And I was ready for the next mentor that I outgrew. There are some mentors that I'm with for a couple years. There are some that I'm with for seasons, for a couple months, for a month, for a long time. It all depends on what it is that I'm hiring them for. And so I kind of like just lost my train of thought. Hire mentor. Why did I just lose my train of thought? Okay, that was it. So my eyes were closed as I was saying that. Then as soon as I opened them, I have my notebook and I see all this handwriting and I got confused. I'm going to put my notebook face down. Distraction level was high there. Y'all, we're not perfect over here. And neither should you be or are you, because none of us. Perfect is the lowest standard you could strive for. This is what happens, guys. This is what happens when you take 2 months off. Every little random thought just comes out when you... For me, at least. Doesn't happen for everyone. Okay, so coming back to who's going to be the next person to help me up level, because what do they know that I don't? I was in this season of my life where my ego was so high that I felt like I knew everything. It's like, okay, how is the next person going to help me? Because I know what to do. I know to do the inner work. I know to do the identity. But because I'm not at the level that I want to be, obviously, I don't know it all. So I had to get real with myself. So going through this up level, one of the big things that I noticed that I started doing recently, I made a post about this, so maybe y'all already know what I'm about to say. I was using ChatGPT just too much. And it wasn't for everything. It wasn't for the majority of my podcast at all. Do I use it for outlining for some things for my podcast? Sure. But it wasn't what I'm really speaking into was not for my podcast. It was for some of these Instagram and TikTok posts that I've created. And saying this with the most love, I felt disgusted in myself. And I forgive myself. And I'm like hugging myself right now because we don't want to shame ourselves for doing something that isn't right. And it's not that it wasn't right for me to use ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. And this is a new energy that's coming to all of our lives. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's AI. People say AI, that's what it is. And you can use it for amazing things. And I love it. I do. But in this process, I've learned to use it as the masculine energy in my life, to use it to support me, to provide for me, to help me with doing quicker research, right? If you're not using ChatGPT in your life and your business in 2025 and beyond, you're going to be behind because it's the way the life is going. You know what it's like? It's like holding on to a flip phone because they came out with an iPhone and being so fucking stubborn that you're not going to upgrade to the new world, to the new age world, whatever they say it. And you're going to hold on to your flip phone so long that the buttons fall off, that the programming, that you can't even call, that you're forced to upgrade. So why hold on to something, some old life for so long when the world is going in this direction? So we're all here trying to figure it the hell out, right? With AI. The truth is, no one fucking knows. The truth is, no one knows it all, period. Nobody knows. But we do our best. And so there was a couple of videos that I created and I was like, girl, you look so robotic. And then I noticed in other areas of my business, I'm like, girl, that is so ChatGPT. And some of y'all probably did not even realize it because, okay, I'm like extremely hard on myself because when I used ChatGPT, when I have been using it, I use it, but I've programmed ChatGPT to really understand my whole business. I've like literally trained it. And if you're in my mastermind, you know what that looks like because I teach you how to do that. But I've trained it to do the thing. And then hey, write me so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. It gives me the outline. But then I refine it again. And then I was like, no, add this, change it to this, blah, blah, blah. So yes, I'm using ChatGPT. And it's not only that, I am fully programming it in a way that I want it to write the thing for me. But then I noticed still, it's so. And if you use ChatGPT, I want you to know this. And if you are in the online space or even in the business space, I need you to understand this. The whole world is basically using ChatGPT. So have you been scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube and realizing, am I looking at robots or am I looking at real fucking people? And then the people you connect with, you could tell that they're not using ChatGPT for everything. So if you want to stand out in this life, don't use ChatGPT for everything. And this is me calling myself out. And if you don't know, I made a recent post about it. I was using it for like a big percent, like let's say 85%. Instead of using it for 85, we've cut back to 50, even less. For example, this whole podcast, I haven't used ChatGPT once for this. Hey, help me create an outline for my comeback podcast. No, didn't do that. What I will say, what I am going to do is say, hey, ChatGPT, I want your help. Help me outline a new intro because I want to create a new intro. But I want you to say this specific word, this, and then blah, blah, blah. But anyway, now I feel like this is turning into a ChatGPT training. But all that to say, I want to set the intention that this is what you're going to expect. Like, this is what you can expect from me. Raw, real, and all of it. Because we're not reading word for word on ChatGPT because what comes from the heart goes into the heart. And again, if you want to go viral, if you want to do all these things, use your voice, use your truth. Don't be a robot. Okay. So now as I pull out my notebook, I wanted to really share what I journaled. So I'm just going to read this. My intention for taking this 2-month break was because I've been going through an energetic upgrade. I felt called to pause. And yes, I kept posting on social media and I kept showing up for my business and the academy and creating these amazing programs that are coming and shifting things in my business. But I wanted to pull back on the podcast. So I could take some type of break because in order to go fast, now this isn't in my journal, but in order to speed up, you've got to slow down somewhere in your life. You can't be on 24/7 go 24/7. Think about a marathon runner. The gas in their engine runs out. They slow down eventually. You cannot always be on go. You've got to slow down and step into your feminine. And so we're now entering season 2 of A Stronger You podcast. And I want to share with you what you can expect. Besides the fact of this is real as fuck. Are we still talking about manifestation? Yes. But it is not what we have been talking about. We're going the next layer deeper. I have never been superficial with my teachings. You guys know that. I've always been deeper. But now we're going deeper, underneath the skin. As I learned when I was in the medical field, subcutaneous. We're going under for any of my medical friends. We're going under, deep, 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 deep. Like we were 2 layers deep. Now we go in 5 layers deep. Because if you want to change your outer world, you have to go deeper within. Because our external environment, we have this backed by quantum physics through science. Our outside world is a representation of what's going on in this beautiful vessel of us, of ours. So what to expect? A deeper level of manifestation, a deeper level of subconscious reprogramming. We're talking about all things feminine energy, masculine energy, spirituality, the woo, CEO level breakthroughs, business, mindset. And this podcast, like I say business, right? This podcast is for you, whether you have a business or you don't, whether you're starting out or you are literally ready to scale to 8 figures in your business. Not only do we talk strategy, but we talk energy, because it's not that a new strategy is going to help you hit the breakthroughs in your business. It's about how you're viewing certain things, your internal world. So like I said, this podcast goes way beyond business. My whole life has always gone beyond business. It's a 360 approach. This podcast will continue to be for you if you want to expand in all areas of your life. Because my greatest purpose is to go out in the world, do the hard shit so I can learn the lessons, have the breakthroughs, receive this new level of consciousness so I could come back to my community and teach and share. It is my absolute purpose to be a student of this work and be a teacher of this work. They say, wake up a teacher, go to bed a student. That is who I am. Do I know it all? No. Am I an expert in what I do know? Abso-fucking-lutely. You can't tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me otherwise. Let me come back to my journal. My last episode was June 18th. I already said all that. Okay. So I have in this that I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to talk to you. This got me excited. I want to talk to you about my update with the retreat. I think I like, time is so weird to me, y'all. I don't remember what the last thing I shared with you about the retreat was, but I'm going to bring you down memory lane. So if you don't know, I am hosting a all-women's transformative international retreat. It is out of the country. It is in the Dominican Republic on this beautiful, beautiful island. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, so let me just talk to you about the retreat. This has been going on for over a year. I've been planning this retreat. We started with Miami. For those of you who know who know. We started with Miami. It fell through. The universe said no. God said no, this wasn't it. Come back to the drawing board. Or I could have stepped into the fear and say, oh no, this isn't it. Let me not do it. Let me play safe. No, bitch. No, bitch. Retreat is how I got into this space. Retreat is how I've had this deep, deep fucking transformation. It was the start. It was the catalyst of this. And so it is my purpose to host a transformative retreat, to bring you the specific tools to change your life. It's insane. Okay. So that was the first, that was where it started. I mean, it actually started before that. I was about to host a retreat and I had a different facilitator that fell through. That was way before that. That's when we talk about friendships and relationships and building core values, I'll definitely talk about that. Then the Miami thing came, fell through, back to the drawing board. What is really true for Jessica in hosting this retreat? It was being on an island. It was being in a different country. It was doing something big, doing something beautiful, doing something transformative. And then we landed a space in Mexico, right? And now when I reflect back on it, y'all, it was hard. And if you know me, you know I'm a teacher of it gets to be easy. It gets to be flowing. Do you got to do the smart strategic work that some people terminize as hard? Sure. But I don't say that shit's hard. I say it's very intentional, specific, challenging. I don't like to use the word hard too much because I really don't. It was challenging, right? But most people would say it's hard work, but it's not. It's a challenge. The masculine work, focus, you know? It was challenging. The people we were working with, it was challenging, but it felt right at the same time. But when I explain the energy of the challenge, it felt like if you're hearing my hands, I'm like hitting my hands together. It just wasn't flowing fully. There was like a little space, right? Think of you're doing the dishes and like the bottom of the sink is like half full. The water is not fully going down. It felt like that. And guess what? The retreat space where we were going to host our retreat at, they sold their company to a different one. We got in contact with a new company. We're like, okay, we're open to keeping it here as long as it's aligned with our morals, with our values, with the integrity of how this retreat's going to be, as long as we can keep this space safe. Because if you've never been to a retreat before, or if you've never heard of a retreat, think of coming to a space where your intention for the whole weekend is to be real, raw, unfiltered, seen in your deepest truth. Discover your deepest truth. Discover what's really fucking holding you back in a weekend, in 3 or 4 days. That takes most people years to get to. We're collapsing timeframes. And when we're in this space, it gets to be very intentional, very safe. Everything down to the details of who comes to the retreat, where we are hosting this retreat, the energies that can affect this retreat, because it's so much more beyond us. Creating the safety of the container is so important. It's so important because it gives us the permission to hold deeper space. Actually, you're right. I did talk about the retreat with Shira. We had a podcast. Now that it's like coming through. So you guys know, because I've explained a little bit about the retreat before. But anyway, so we're in a meeting. Let me take another sip of my matcha. Wow, we're going long for this podcast. We're almost at the 25-minute mark. So the new company, we had a meeting with them. It went well. It was good, right? It wasn't great, but it was well. I was like, wow, this is so much better than the last. So in the moment, it felt great. But now that I'm outside looking on it, it was well, okay? Because I don't do anything unless it feels great. So in the moment, yes, it felt great. But again, now that I'm outside of the picture, because you can't see the picture while you're in the frame, right? Like just like you can't see the red flags of the person you're dating until you sit back and reflect and do the inner work. That's why all this is important. So we have, the meeting. And after, the communication was off. And right there was a red flag for me. How am I going to hold a retreat at a space where I'm not even receiving the consistent, clear communication with the logistics, with the people hosting the space? No, that doesn't feel good in my body. So I'm not doing it. We said no. And I was talking to Shira, my retreat co-host. I said, Shira, we're hosting this retreat. Like, I feel it in the depths of my bones. I see the woman there. It's already happened. But God is just redirecting us for something more aligned, something bigger, something greater, something that can hold the capacity, that can hold the energy of what's about to happen. And these are all good things, y'all. Like, these are all good things. And she's like, let's fucking go. And I was like, Bashira, we're going to film another podcast talking more about this. But Shira, we're calling the new space in, and it's going to come to us. It's going to come to us. I'm not going to be out searching, chasing, reaching out to all my, all the plugs being like, hey, where have you hosted your retreat? It's going to come to us. And guess what? I made a decision. The desire, the emotional charge behind the decision was so fucking strong. So the feminine flow was so activated that the masculine force in the world had no other choice but to serve, but to provide. And guess what? It did just that. I manifested it to come to me. It literally came in so easily through my emails. I looked at this space right away. Right away, the intuitive feeling that this is it. This is it. This is the space. This is the space where we're calling in these women to show up, to allow themselves to be seen, to allow themselves to step into this next level of feminine and masculine balanced energy so that they can activate their truest, honest, realist, most authentic self so that they can show up better for themselves, for their families, for their significant others, in their careers, as a friend, as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, as a cousin, as a niece, as an auntie, as a friend, as love and light in this world. And it was it. So me and Shira get together, talk to the people. It was as easy as 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It was easy. I was like, where was this? Where was this? The universe said, God said, you've got to go through this to get to this. I want to show you how easy it can be if you just trust and you just believe. And it's here. And they magically had the weekend of our retreat open, November 6th through 10th this year, a couple months. Oh my God, it's like 2 months from now. Tickets are going to be on sale again. It's just they're not there yet. I will announce it in everything when they're on sale, when they're available. But those of you who already secured your spots, you guys already know what's happening. You guys are already getting your flights, blah, blah, blah. But we paused the signups because I'm like, hold up. I'm not going to keep promoting this retreat, calling in these women if we don't even know where the hell it's going to be. And the woman who trusted, who stayed, who surrendered, who trusted. Wow, I'm excited for your breakthrough. And I'm so grateful for your love and your support. It's going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be beautiful. So I wanted to share that with you. Yeah. What else do I have on here? Okay. I'm going to share with you guys my recent breakthrough around money on a different podcast episode. That's still how I'm going to circle that. That's still good. It's insane. It's insane. Okay. I think this is all, y'all. I think this is it. Welcome to season 2 of A Stronger You. And a stronger you, let me talk into that just for another minute before we go. A stronger you isn't about being the toughest version of yourself, isn't about having the strongest biceps. A stronger you is tapping into all parts of you, because as women, especially men too, but as women, we are so multidimensional. We wear all the fucking queens wear all the hats. Ooh, my heart just dropped. I love that. We are so multidimensional. Being the strongest version of you is allowing yourself to feel your emotions, allowing yourself to tap into your spiritual gifts, allow yourself to strengthen your mindset, to rewire your subconscious mind, to feel into your nervous system, to rewire it for the level of safety, to be strong, to do the things, but also to be strong and know that it's safe for you to be soft, for you to trust, for you to surrender, for you to do all the things you want to do, whether it's go run a marathon or go to the spa for 2 days, to go be the boss level CEO showing up in your business every day, to taking 2 weeks off and letting the masculine energy lead. and just trust. A stronger you represents all parts of you, but a stronger you at its core is allowing yourself to tap into those areas, to know that you don't know it all. The strongest version of you doesn't know it all, because the strongest version of you is always learning. The strongest version of you is always being vulnerable, is always allowing yourself to receive support. The strongest version of you is going to your mentors, to the masculine energy in your life, and asking for support and being real and being open. The strongest version of you is not being afraid of what the outcome is going to be. The strongest version of you is not being afraid to speak his or her truth. The strongest version of you is trusting that if you move things around in your life, in your business, breakups, marriages, all the things, whatever it is, you're going to be okay. That's the stronger you. That's the stronger you. I'm going to read my whiteboard to make sure there's nothing else I wanted to touch on. Oh, y'all, I'm starting to write my book. I'm so excited. Okay. Y'all, this is so long. We're loving this. I want to leave you with a couple of things. There's absolutely no way that you can fail. It's absolutely impossible. You have too many resources in your life and you have so much knowledge to even think about. Like, failing is absolutely not even an option because you have all the resources. Everything you're doing right now is leading you to what you desire. Everything you're doing now is leading you to what you desire. And that is all, my lovely ladies and gents, for those who are watching. My community is like 95% women, like maybe 5% men. So for the future, and I'm only going to, this is the last time I'm saying it, unless it comes up again. I speak to women. I also speak to men. But if you hear me say she, and if you are a he, I want to invite you to just go with it, to receive the messages, because these teachings are also for men who want to understand women more, men who just connect with it, right? Just because you're a man doesn't mean you can't connect with what women connect with. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I think this is actually going to be going out right before my masterclass. Okay, if this is going out before my masterclass, I am hosting a free masterclass. It's called the Grow and Glow Masterclass, which, by the way, if you've made it to the end and you're listening to on Spotify, comment down below and say, I made it to the end. Because I want to know, and I want to energetically send you so much love. So I'm hosting a free Grow and Glow Masterclass. This masterclass is for you if you have a business or if you don't have a business and you want to start a business. Maybe you want to start putting your gifts out online. You want to start maybe becoming a content creator, or you want to build a brand, or you want to help people. You want to start coaching people. This masterclass is for you. I am breaking down the specific strategy and framework on how to go from hustling hard, working 24/7 after you quit your 9 to 5, to learning how to implement this very specific feminine energy strategy in your business so that your business can make money while you're on vacation, so that you can start your business, so that you can turn your business on in a way that feels so fucking good for you versus doing all the hustle and the grinding and posting 5 million times a day, because that's not what it is. And I know that's what stops a lot of people in starting their businesses, because they think it's so fucking hard. It's not. It was for me in the beginning because I didn't have this. I didn't learn this until now. And I could restart my whole business and implement this strategy. Bam, quantum leap, 5-6 figure months. It's possible. How do I know this? Because I teach this with my one-on-one clients, and they have these results. And so if you want to experience this energy, experience this results, the strategy, the framework, come to my free masterclass. The link is in the description, and it is on August 20th at 12 p.m. EST. Depending on when you're seeing this, if you're not seeing this until after, keep an eye out for the next free masterclass. And that is all, my lovely ladies. I love you so fucking much. And also, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'll see you next week in our next episode. Bye.